As your bishop, I want to thank you all for the ways in which you, like Christians the world over, are faithfully offering the worship of God's people throughout this coronavirus pandemic. Even though we've been praying separately in our homes, our prayers have been joined together in praise, in thanksgiving, and in concern for each other and for the needs of the world. Everyone has made great efforts in these times, and I thank you all. Now most of us have the opportunity to go back to our church buildings for our worship. The doors of those buildings, which have been closed for many weeks, will reopen in coming days, weeks and months. You've heard a lot about the new normal. These are still uncertain and precarious times, and we're all being asked to adjust. So going to church will be a bit different for now also. And I want to thank you all for the preparations you have been making to reopen our churches. All of the preparations that our church communities have been making are to use the message of the HSE so that we stay safe and so that we protect each other. Everything is based on the government's Return to Work Safely protocol, which has been implemented in the Church of Ireland's own protocols for return to in-church worship. The most important thing to say is this: please do not come to church if you or anyone in your household has COVID-19 or has the symptoms of COVID-19, or if you've been in contact with someone else who has COVID-19 in the previous 14 days. Service times may not always be what they used to be. Check with your local parish or chaplaincy. When you do come to church, you will need to allow extra time. Social distancing means that we can't gather outside, and because we have to use hand sanitizer at the door, there may be some queuing in busy parishes. As you approach church and in church, you will notice signs up explaining some of the key things, such as the symptoms of COVID-19 and about key areas such as social distancing, hand hygiene and respiratory hygiene. Because of social distancing, churches can only hold a certain number of people, depending on whether you come alone or with people from your household. When you arrive in church, you must use the hand sanitizer provided, and please use it again when leaving. In many parishes, there will be the opportunity to use it again on your way to and from receiving Holy Communion. When it comes to face coverings, the government is recommending that in indoor places or where social distancing is difficult to maintain, that face coverings should be worn. By wearing a face covering, you are protecting other people. Clergy may also be wearing a face covering, including when distributing the sacrament. But do look at the information online about when to wear a face covering and about those who ought not to. You may not be able to sit in your usual seat. Members of the same household can, of course, sit together. Depending on numbers in your church, you may be asked to fill seats in a particular order. Please follow directions given. For now, and until everything becomes clearer, you won't be able to sing congregational hymns in church. In most places there will be music, however. Please remember to bring your own tissues and to deposit them in the closed bins provided. At the exchange of the peace, there will be no shaking of hands, but no doubt other ways of greeting one another will be found. When you come forward to receive Holy Communion, please remember to keep the 2 meters distance also. Although sharing the cup at communion is an important part of our tradition, for now you will receive Holy Communion in one kind, just the bread only. In some parishes, you may be offered the Holy Communion immediately before leaving the church. As part of keeping everyone safe during this pandemic, parishes are asked to keep a record for a few weeks of who has been at church, just in case they need to be contacted. Parishes will do this in different ways, perhaps a list, or by writing your names on the order of service and leaving it in a designated place. Unfortunately for now, there will be no hospitality after church, and please observe social distancing as you leave church too. Once again, thank you to everyone who's been working so hard to get our church buildings open again. Remember, all of this is about staying safe and protecting each other. This is all very functional, but still, let us gather, remembering to do what the Psalms invite us to do. Come, let us worship. O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Welcome back to church.